Hello, welcome to Estonian Springtime. My name is Kellu, and this video is a short update on how my family is doing with converting a double-decker van Hool bus into a mobile home. In one of the earlier videos, you were able to see how a large back panel was taken off, which then granted us the access to the engine room. The engine room is actually a very important place because it suffers a lot of heat damage and moist damage, because there are differences in temperatures. When the bus is driving, the engine heats up, and then when the bus is not driving, then it cools off and the area collects a lot of moist. But this moist is a bad enemy to the metal because it makes it rust faster. But before we were able to do any works in the engine room itself, we needed to make sure that all the area that surrounds the engine room is strong, so that when we cut anything loose, the bus itself will not lose its shape. So we firstly went to the upper deck. We removed the back bench from the back of the bus and a large heater underneath it. Then installed some beams to make the back stronger, and then put metal panels onto the bus. The backside still looks as it was originally built. First, a layer of noise-reducing rubber with heat-protective film and metal mesh needed to be removed. Underneath there was a thick layer of stone wool, which also reduces noise and keeps the bus warm. And by the way, it's also effective in reducing fire hazards. Behind the top of the ladder, there are 3 shiny new vertical beams to support the structure, as the grayish horizontal panels will be removed. It is actually very important that whenever you make any changes, you ensure that the structure remains strong. Otherwise, if anything goes out of shape or bends, it will be quite a struggle to get it back into its original form. There used to be a large heater with the rear seats on top of it, but these are no longer needed either. So removing the panels in the seating area will create additional space inside. Whatever you're working on, cleanup is always very important. Cutting the panels creates a lot of dust. As you can see, compressed air helps remove it. And clean workspace is also more comfortable. And of course, after cutting is done, some sharp edges may remain, so everything needs to be smoothed out as well. Can't stress the clean surfaces enough. It actually says a thing or two about your working habits and your skills as well if you keep everything clean. Metal surfaces, unless they are made of stainless steel, which is very expensive, tend to rust. So painting them provides better protection. We tested using phosphoric acid to clean and slightly roughen the surfaces so that the paint would adhere better. And then some heat-resistant automotive paint was used. Spray painting metal is a quick and effective way to apply paint. However, the nozzles did not work at all, so we even had to throw away a couple of full cans. But the paint itself was good though. We're just not using it anymore. Since everything is done by hand, the pack panels were also measured and cut manually. We are using a plasma cutter for it, and it's actually very easy. After the measuring and cutting, again you need to measure if the panel is the size you needed, and the edges will need to be smoothed out too. Now this is a very important part of the job. When temperatures change, metal shrinks when it's cold and expands when it's warm. We heat it up to about 70 degrees Celsius, attach it to the bus, and then it cools down. It remains under tension. This helps prevent the panel from rippling whenever the weather changes, but heating needs to be even, and sometimes we'll even need to reheat. Again, the surface needs to be cleaned, but this time we had switched from phosphoric acid to Coral 4715 by Cluth, which seems to perform much better. This hammered paint is very good, but the panels are zinc coated. The paint did not adhere very well and started coming off, so we had to repaint it and use this hammered special metals primer first. It actually works wonders. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care.